What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Today we're going to talk about mood boards, how they're used, why they're used, and how to make one in Pinterest. A mood board is used in most visually creative fields to lay a foundation for what they want the end result of the project to look like. This is based on other works of art, objects, symbols, or a myriad of other things that can help show what kind of aesthetic or vibe you want from the final result of the project you're creating. A more concrete definition of what a mood board is comes from interiorstylehunter.com. A mood board is a visual tool that communicates our concepts and visual ideas. It is a well thought out and planned arrangement of images, materials, pieces of text, etc. that is intended to evoke or project a particular style or concept. In addition to what a mood board is, it's good to ask ourselves why we would want to use one. Mood boards help us express our vision broadly, then narrow it down to a more clear-cut definition of what we're trying to create. In other words, they're used for inspiration and direction. Mood boards are a good idea to make something that clarifies ideas in your own mind about vibe and aesthetic and tone, but they're also good when you're collaborating with other people. How many times have you been talking about a song or a movie or a series, and the other people that you're talking to are not familiar with it, or they just haven't seen it yet? A mood board helps you sidestep that issue of assuming that other people are going to know the reference that you're trying to make, and then just having it on hand so you can show them and then easily get your idea across. So you could make a mood board in real life, and it's often still done for things like interior design, where people want to have carpet samples or other fabrics that they might want to use, different paint samples on a board that they can see in the real world and actually visualize how a layout might come together. Digital mood boards are awesome because you can have songs, movies, video clips, quotes, and any other kind of digital medium in one easy to access place that you can just send out to people, or you can share and talk over in real life. You can even collaborate on digital mood boards depending on what site you're using to make something that helps you both convey what the mood of your piece of art will be in real life. For our purposes, we're going to use Pinterest as our source of making mood boards because you can easily access it on a computer, phone, or tablet. Just anywhere you have the internet, you should be able to use Pinterest. So let me give you a rundown of how to set up a mood board on Pinterest. Like I said, you can either use Pinterest online, on a tablet, or on your phone. It's slightly different depending on which interface you're using, but in general, things are going to be the same. So I'm going to use it on an iPad here to show you what it looks like. This is assuming you already have the app downloaded and an account created. So if you haven't done that, do that first, then we'll go through here and make a mood board. Press this little profile button, it'll take you to your profile. Press this plus icon, and then it'll give you the option to either pin something or to create a new board. For our purposes, we're going to press board, and then it allows you to name the board. So you want to name it something that is similar to the project that you're working on. In this case, I'm just going to pretend that I'm either going to do portraits or a product shoot that has to do with skateboarding. So I'm going to name it skateboard shoot and then press create. As you can see, once we've named it skateboard shoot, most of the images that show up are people with skateboards. But once you find ones that are in the mood of what you're going to try to make, you'll see there's little pluses on each one of these symbols. Go ahead and find something that you like. I'm not really seeing much that's in the mood of what I want. And you can just press the plus, and then you'll get a notification that says that it's saved to the board. And also you'll see that the plus turns to a check mark. That's how you can confirm that you have actually saved it. So once you find something that you really like and think is cool, out of all the pictures, maybe they're not exactly what you're looking for. You can either go all the way to the top if you don't find something that you like and it'll refresh, or just keep going through what they give you. So once you find one that you really like a lot, if you just click that image itself, it'll open up and you can see it on the full screen. But if you drag down, it'll give you more images that are similar to the one that you just clicked on. Once you've clicked on a picture and you're finding things that are similar to that, you'll notice that the plus symbol disappears. How do you add something at that point? Just click on the picture, and then you'll see that it says save instead of having the plus. Once you click on save, it'll bring up every board that you've ever made. You can just click the name of the one that you're working on. So then it will confirm again that you have saved to the one that you're using. I really like the black and white aesthetic here that it's going for. Something in this vein would be interesting to me. Another way to find more inspiration when you're going through this is to click on the image, and then you can click on this magnifying glass. That will analyze what's in the photo and bring up things that are even more similar to it. So here, it's analyzed that there's a skateboard and that there are Vans shoes. So then every other image that shows up is a skateboard and Vans shoes. A lot of this exact same image, but a wide variety of other ones as well. And then the last way to search for something is to go to the search bar and search. I'm just going to do Nike skateboarding. And then it'll bring up things that are specifically Nikes and skateboarding. This image, doing the magnifying glass, it's seeing the Nikes, it's seeing the ripped jeans. And you can change the aspect ratio of that thing too. So once I stretched it out a bit, you could see the skateboard was added in there, and now it's brought up all pictures that are people skating in jeans with Nikes for the most part. So when you're doing this, you're just going to kind of add anything that seems cool to you that you think might fit into the aesthetic that you're going for. I normally make a board with 50 images, then go back to that board and bring it down to about 20 or 25. That way, there's a good sampling of what I'm trying to go for, and then you can add more, and it should offer you more selections that are similar to the ones that you've refined. So you can just kind of keep adding and refining until you really have what you want in there. So for our purposes, we use Pinterest because there's a lot on there. It's easy to just add stuff and kind of just get into a flow state where you're just adding and really putting your aesthetic together. But there are other apps and websites available to do this as well. Depending on what you're working on, some might work better for the pre-planning of what you're trying to put together. So if you're not really feeling Pinterest, or you want to expand things a little bit, there's another option called Behance. There's plenty of other options to make mood boards, but these two I find specifically very easy to use. On here it's cool because you can search things by specific programs that were used to make them. You can search things by Adobe Illustrator or Photoshop or After Effects, and you can just get projects that were made with that specifically. If you go to the bottom, it says images, projects, people, mood boards, or galleries. Any one of those will give you access to more of the things that you might be looking for inspiration from. So I saved a few already. These mock-ups for product design are really cool, and you can kind of use this to see how a company went from beginning to end in deciding what they wanted their product to look like, and just the full overview you would give a potential client. This first one I brought up here is called House by Cafe Show. First, they show you the business card, then there's some explanation about the company itself, a little bit about the inspiration and what they drew from, these 4 different quadrants, and then this square shape behind them. Then they show you how they developed this card itself. Originally it was this box, it was 3D, then they made it 2D, and it presented this layout. They show you some video designs that they have, where show house keeps switching the letters, so it says show and then it says house, and they show you how the coffee is made. Different color scheme, the different coffee that's offered there. Basically anything that could do with the product development and the brand identity of this specific brand is in there when you open the project. Brought up a few other ones here. This one is a lot more colorful. See all the different art that these people came up with for this brand. And then just another example for the sake of putting it out there. I thought that this one was hilarious, and I wish that this coffee actually existed. It's amazing. So this is some Lucifer brand coffee. It says even in the Vatican, it would be a sin not to taste it. They really go through and show you all the fine details, though, of the product here. So even just like these little stamps with the address on it, the posters that they came up with for it, different product layouts, photos of their products, and then just like standard stuff that would come in a mock-up for product design. These matches are awesome. Somebody get those for me. So you can just search in here kind of similar to how you would inside of Pinterest if Pinterest isn't enough for you. Again, I think Behance leans more towards product design, where Pinterest makes it easier to find just photo concepts and potential video concepts that you might use. So that's just a quick run through of different apps that you can use to make mood boards and what mood boards are. I will see you in the next video.